The Bowers boys are back at it again, but the Jets' first-round draft pick is looking pretty smart right about now. Well, what's happening there, Jet fans? As my voice does a little cracky poo. This is GreenBean, and we are here. What is it? Sunday morning. Jetsless football. It's called a Jetsless Sunday. We got two of these in the first 3 weeks. What is this madness? 2 Sundays, football Sundays. 2 of the first 3 football Sundays. We don't get Jets. And I'll tell you, I know a lot of people love the primetime thing. I'm warming. Like I do like the excitement of it. And now that I don't have a day job, it's a little easier. But shit, man, staying up till midnight all jammed up when my emotions are high, and then trying to go, it's time to go to bed now. Got to snort a bunch of melatonins or something. It's just, it's tough. But the other thing is, I actually like the Sunday dynamic. You know, you wake up, you have some coffee, you go outside, you chop some wood, you dig a hole, you clean up, you make some wings, and you sit down and you watch 8 hours of football with the Jets being, you know, nestled in there neatly, usually at 1 o'clock. That's my preferred slot. I've gotten very used to it over the year. Or even 4, or even 8, really. I mean, you know, you can get through a whole football Sunday if the Jets are on at 8 o'clock. It's like a build-up, you know? But this bullshit, man, Thursday, Monday, I don't know. I don't like it. So here we are. It is week 3 of the NFL. And before I get into all this stuff, very, very quickly, give me those milk duns. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Give me the milk dumps. I never did that sound before with the milk dumps. Scooby, Scooby, Scooby. Whatever, man. That's the like button. Smash that thing. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. We have a whole bunch of fun over here. It's greatly appreciated. And I want to give you a great deal. So, the testosterone booster, Testosil, is back at it again with their amazing offer. $10 off your first bottle plus a free bottle when you use the promo code GreenBean. Or better yet, make it easy on yourself. There's a link that I put right in the top of the description. I'll even pin a comment. The top comment in the comment section under the video will be the link. So just click the link. It'll take you right to my deal. $10 off your first bottle plus an additional free bottle. What is Testosil? Well, it's the all-natural testosterone booster. I think it's a great deal. I think you should take advantage of it. Link in the description. Link in the comment section. Testosil, free bottle, promo code GreenBean. All right. So here we are. So it's a funny thing how this stuff progresses. You know, you see all these thoughts and feelings and decisions. We do a lot, man. It used to be just a handful of us doing this stuff over the years, and now it's everybody. So everybody's got their draft feelings. We do mocks and all the stuff, right? And we get our feelings. And the thing that we start to see is that people get locked in on one guy. There's 26,000 potential draft picks, and we have 6 or 7 of them, and we want them to take the one guy, right? Now, in the first round, much easier, especially with the Jets, because the Jets are traditionally near the top of the first round. So it's kind of easy. You know, it's like, you know, we have 2 or 3 needs, and do the best players at that position in the draft fit one of those needs? Usually it's 1 or 2. In this past draft, we had we had like a trifold of opinions, really. We had the weapons guys, and then we had the offensive line guys. But in there, so that's a split. That's 50. So in there, we have 50-50. But somewhere in the middle, there was a specific player. Remember him? Tight end Brock Bowers, arguably the greatest tight end to come out of the draft ever, right? So, and I don't think many people thought, even if you weren't on weapons or Brock Bowers' team, which we affectionately labeled the Bowers boys because they're out of control, man. You got to shut up. Okay, you got to calm down, everybody. You could tell that he was going to be a good player. I mean, it's just one of those, you know, not everybody works out. And like, you know, top 5, top 10 wide receivers don't work out. Linemen, it happens all the time. But he had a pretty good prospect potential, you know, pretty good potential to make it in the NFL. And we're seeing that, right? So the guys that were offensive line, the argument against that, as you know, was, why would you? We just signed 2 tackles. You drafted Max Mitchell and Carter Warren in the late rounds past couple years. So Mitchell's now in his year 3, Carter Warren going in his year 2. Like, that's a good thing. I mean, you look at all the, signing a free agent offensive lineman. Very rarely is it a first round pick. So these 4th to 6th round picks, that's where you get offensive linemen. They turn out and work out all the time. So you look at, like, even Morgan Moses is a 3rd round pick. Jonathan Simpson was a 4th round pick, I believe. Forgive me if I'm slightly off on that one. So it happens, So you think, all right, well, Mitchell 3 years, Warren 2 years. Why aren't they serviceable backups? And I get it. Why would you use a 1st round pick on a backup? So we all know how it worked out. The Jets took Olu Fashanu with their 11th overall pick after trading back 1 spot with the Vikings. They wanted J.J. McCarthy, and we just slid back. We picked up some free money and got the guy we were going to take at 10 anyway. So we bolstered the offensive line, and people were furious because Brock Bowers was on the board. Brock Bowers was sitting right there, and we let him go, and we took an offensive lineman, and people were bent out of shape. Now, just so you know, Brock Bowers is out there lighting it up. He looks fantastic. If you haven't, you can look at stats, and he's 15 for 158, I think it is, 0 touchdowns. But that's an illusion too, because he did make it to the 1 yard line. I mean, on an amazing play. Watch the last game when he had 98 receiving yards on 10 receptions. He fought like it was like an extra 6 yards that he got himself, got all the way down to the 1, looked like a touchdown, wasn't, and then they punched it in. So, it's one of those things. It's like, he doesn't have any touchdowns, but he could. Another few inches and he would have got in. But so he's doing very, very well. He's exciting, dependable. Minshew is like really starting to trust him. There's a couple plays he threw to him behind the line, very ill-advised plays, but you can see, I trust my guy to get it, and he did. So there's that whole thing developing. He's going to be great. He already is making his impact felt, his presence known, and all that. But you look at the Jets situation, what has been our true Achilles heel outside of just quarterback in general? And there's an argument to be made that even though the quarterbacks that we've put on the field, whether that be Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, Trevor Siemian, Mike White, Sam Darnold, even going back to that, Luke Falk, Trevor Siemian again, right? All these guys that we've had, an argument could be made that maybe, just maybe, they would have had a better chance if they had legitimate protection. And I buy that. I don't think Zach was very good to begin with. As you guys know, I didn't want to draft him in the first place. But that being said, it's tough. It's a tough gig that he's had, right? I'm not defending him. I'm just saying. So the Jets' Achilles heel, outside of just the quarterback themselves, has been our offensive line. It's been a mess. We've had undrafted free agents starting and late round picks, just like 13 different offensive line combinations last year. Led the league the last 2 years in different formations. ABT moving from right guard to left tackle to right tackle, like all this stuff that we've had to do. So it's like, yes, we could use another weapon, no doubt. Got Garrett Wilson, brought in Mike Williams, had Lazard, who at the time was looking like nobody liked him. Nobody liked the Alan Lazard, but he's looking pretty good. So it's like the argument for Bowers was very, very secure. But the true issue with the Jets has been the offensive line. Now, before I get into that, let me tell you, currently, without getting into depth or anything like that, brought on Olu Fashanu instead of Bowers, and everybody's upset, right? Now, I was on team offensive line, so I was delighted with it, even if he didn't play all year. The Jets currently have a top 5 or 6, depending on where you look, ranking on offensive line. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing. We were 31st in 2023. We are top 5 or 6 right now. Top 5. That's crazy. That's a crazy improvement, right? Now, the quarterback's helping. You see him throwing the ball in less than 1.4 seconds. It's like crazy. So that helps a whole bunch. But the offensive line is doing a great job. There were numerous examples you could pull up of just a beautiful pocket around Aaron Rodgers. And we're even seeing the offensive line defend each other. You know, we saw the one, Breece Hall got picked up and Simpson run and slammed and Simpson runs over, smashed his face into the, we haven't seen that in so long. They're starting to become this protection unit. That's what their job is. They protect the little guys, the quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide. Don't you touch my little guy. I'm a big guy. I defend my little guy. That's what you want to see. So what happens? We got a top 5 offensive line. You don't need Olu Fashanu. Trying, man. I want to say Fashanu. Olu Fashanu. What happens? Morgan Moses, who's known as Mr. Dependability, will even play through injury. Last year, he played through a torn pec. The guy's an animal. He gets rolled on. It looks like he's out for the season, and all the Jets fans freaking out because we've seen this before. We've seen it many times, more than anybody else. Any other fan, they've never seen what we've seen. So you see Morgan Moses, Mr. Dependability. Last year, Chuck Clark, Mr. Dependability, hasn't missed a snap in his whole career. Comes to the Jets, doesn't even make it for training camp. Out for the year. So we've seen this story. We're like, there he goes. There he goes. We lost JJ the week before for the year. Like, you know what I mean? So we get all nervous, and then usually what we be trotting in is, John Jingleheimer from, South Dakota State, some crap, has never played an NFL snap. He's running in, oh my God, really? Like, that's what we're used to seeing. Instead, we see first-round pick Olu Fashanu coming in, who's played left and right tackle all preseason. The Jets knew what they were doing. Comes in. He plays 14 snaps, 8 of which were run, 6 were passing snaps, and he gives up 0 pressures, 0 hurries, 0 quarterback, nothing, and has a very high run blocking grade as well. Now, while it would be nice to have Brock Bowers, no doubt, and this is not an anti-Bowers, it's actually quite complimentary video. But what the Jets need, would it be better right now? I want to ask you this question. This is the question I want to ask you for the comments in the chat or in the comment section, in the whatever. Comments in the comment section. This is the question. Would you rather have Brock Bowers out there and Carter Warren or Max Mitchell, or Olu Fashanu filling in for the next 2 to 4 weeks until Morgan Moses comes back? What's the most important thing? Who is the most important player on this team? It's got to be Aaron Rodgers. You love Sauce, love Quinnen, love Quincy, love Sherwood, love Mosley, love Tony Adams, love all the DJ Reed, Michael Carter, great. It's Aaron Rodgers. He needs to play. He needs to have time. He needs to not be running for his life. He needs to not be taking, extra hits. Olu Fashanu coming in and protecting the right side of that line while Morgan Moses gets back. And we didn't lose him for the year. Thankfully, we lost him 2 to 4 weeks. Hopefully that sticks. But in the meantime, you have a first-round draft pick, arguably the best pass protector in the entire draft, on the line. This top 5 Jets offensive line, so we can continue rolling forward. I think it shores up the exact reason why sometimes you just got to do the blue collar lunch pail hard work as opposed to the fringy, curtains and accent walls, man. Sometimes you just got to go down there and you got to say, look, dude, I know that I got all the interior designers in here. They're all excited, but I'm not done with the foundation, man. You guys got to hold on. You got to, we're going to do this and that and this. I hear you. It's going to be great. I have a whole bunch of bricks to lay. I have more work to do. We're not going to do anything until this foundation is done. Olu Fashanu helps us do that. So I am vindicated to some degree to bypass a guy that we all liked and other players that we loved. All kinds of weapons in that draft. Just bear down and get the job done the right way, and then we can talk about it. I feel like it was the right move. I feel like right now you're seeing why it's the right move, why it was the right move, and I love it. So there you go. Take that. Make of it what you will. Let me know what you think. Or do you feel like, oh man, hey, listen, I am a Bowers boy. I love what he's doing. I wish it was for the Jets, but I see it. Or are you still like, screw this? Morgan Moses, Carter Warren should be able to do it. Blah, 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 blah. Wherever you are in there, let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button on your way out. And don't forget to take advantage of that Test-a-Seal deal. It's in the comments and the description. Have a great football Sunday without the Jets. Nice and relaxed. Mow the lawn. Get yourself some lemonade. I'll see you next time. And as always, go Jets.